Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well on this fantastic Friday. You've caught me. I was having a little bit of a read. You're looking absolutely amazing, by the way. And this is video free. That's it, free, because I'm a treater. Or a treat you. Well, when you hear what this video is going to be about, you might not think it's a treat. So I came across an article. It was talking about Blumber, Mr. Blumber, and they've actually taken a segment from his book about what could have happened on that night at 1122 King Road. And I have got to read this to you, because if this is an indication of what the rest of the book is, then we're in for a treat. Right, let's go. I'm a little bit on the in the den today, on the sofa, chilling out. So here we go, right? So the Idaho student murder shocked the nation. Now a new book, explores what happened. Exclusive. Explores what happened. Balls deep in that. What happened? And right, so we're going to scroll through. I'm not going to read all the shit bit. Well, I say shit bit. I'm going to actually read the shit bit. So here we go. Are you ready? So it is 3:30 in the cold, starlit Sunday morning. November 13th, and the quiet on King Road is all enveloping. A whisper, it seems, would echo like a scream. A white car appears, and it is in no hurry. It creeps along in front of 1122 as though it on tiptoes. Continuing past the adjacent Queen apartments, it climbs up the incline and is abruptly trapped in a dead end. But there's no sense of frustration. The driver carefully executes a three-point turn, and then the car exits toward Greek Row. I don't know whether he's trying to make that drive seem sexy or something, or don't know. Never known. He ought have just written he drove around. Is that it? The driver cannot seem to find the will to park. He needs to stop wavering and hold the idea, the possibility, firmly in his mind. Only the driver of the white car is unreconciled. He is not there yet, but he so wants to, because as if summoned he returns. The white car retraces its earlier route, but apparently he still cannot vault to the place he wants. He feels he must reach. He can still see other possibilities. Once again, the white car exits the neighbourhood. I've never known anybody to extrapolate on what is, in essence, a little drive that hasn't yet been proven to be anything to do with the crime. I'll just put that out there. Yet, minutes later, the car returns as if pulled by an invisible force. He needs to find the boldness to act, except he cannot. Once again, the car... Fuck me, is this going to be 20 minutes of this car going up and down the road? Only finally to pull away, and this time he is determined to stay away. It's as if he does not want to be that other person. He continues on to Taylor Avenue until King Road is a faint, distant blur in his rearview mirror. He is escaping, but he cannot help himself. It is 4 a.m, and the driver turns around and returns a third time. Jesus. The white car has stopped, engine idling on the asphalt parking bluff above the King Road house. Turning off the ignition will require the strength of Hercules. The car's not that old. It seems an impossible task. It's still not too late to flee. But he must know his hesitation is a hoax. He must understand that only the deed will silence the voices screaming like a chorus of banshees inside his head. With that realization, self-restraint crumbles, and in an incredible moment, incredible, really? He finds the will. The idea has become as natural as breathing. He is committed. He's definitely in there with this was definitely a he. He turns the ignition off. The door of the white car opens. No one notices. All remain still. A dark figure walks down the dirt incline, the hard ground with a thin coating of frost. He is heading towards the back of the house. In his gloved hand, he is gripping a leather sheath that holds a K-bar knife with a sharp 7-inch steel blade. It is a killer's weapon. The sliding glass door to the kitchen is rarely locked, and tonight is no exception. And he obviously knew that, or he'd have had a K-bar knife in one hand and a crowbar in the other. Crowbar is a prizer's weapon. Once in the kitchen... No, hold on. I missed a bit. The sliding glass door is rarely open, and tonight is no exception. The door slides open easily, making only a muffled sound, as slight as a sudden intake of breath. And he steps inside. Does he listen a telltale noise? Does he need a moment to get accustomed to his new manner of darkness, or is the faint glow of the neon good vibes sufficient to light the way? Once in the kitchen, he proceeds up the narrow staircase to the 3rd floor, and this is arguably telling. If he were aimless, driven only by furious emotions, he would burst forward into either of the 2nd floor bedrooms, but he has a plan. He knows where he is going. He is a hunter stalking his prey. Another speculation, since Kaylee no longer lives full-time at the house, his target has always been, since the madness first crept into his thoughts, petite Maddie. The stairs up to the 3rd floor creak with the tread of his feet. He advances towards the bedroom door. Does his heart beat slow? Does he feel invulnerable? Does he restrain himself, knowing that attack blows are better for this moment of delay? When he opens the door, he finds 2 girls in the bed asleep. He slashes away swiftly, savagely. The wounds are long and very deep. It is quick, vicious work. In the single bed, the 2 lie dying, their bodies splayed yet touching. The blood seeps into the mattress in a spreading red stain. Yet despite her wounds, Kaylee manages to lift herself up and, as if trying to escape, wedges herself into the far corner of the small room. He's just fucking copying News Nation. He's literally dramatising News Nation reports and putting them in a book. The determined killer closes in and she fights back, but all is quickly over and her bloody body crumples to the floor. The commotion and smell of blood rouses the dog, Murphy. From the room across the hall, the dog is frantic, his sense of danger keen. He bellows with large, cathartic howls. Downstairs, Dylan wakes. Is Kaylee playing with Murphy at this time of night? She calls out with disapproval into the darkness from her bed. Shut the fuck up! Well, you don't say that, but that's what News Nation did. I'm surprised you missed that out. No one answers, but Murphy is calmed in some measure. The sounds the dog makes are steady and low. The killer walks down the stairwell. Xana is awake. There's someone here, she cries out. The alarm loud enough so that from her bedroom across the hall, Dylan hears every word. She opens her bedroom door and peers out. There is only darkness, and closing the door behind her, she returns to her bed. This is not the time, she decides, to make sense of things. Oh, that's about 8 hours later. But Ethan has emerged from Xana's room to investigate, and suddenly is standing face to face with an intruder dressed entirely in black. Black mask pulled up high on the ridge of his nose. Ethan is 6'4", powerful, an athlete. Yet the killer does not hesitate. He slashes out with compunction, and an arcing blow slices through Ethan's neck, catching the jugular. His body starts to topple and then falls in the doorway with a flat thud. Does the killer crouch over his victim and continue his attack? If so, the assault is unnecessary. Ethan is already dead. Xana is sobbing. The plaintive sound rouses Dylan again. She opens her bedroom door, a crack, and once again peers. The darkness reveals nothing. The killer is now close enough to Xana to see that she is trembling. Not making any sound, just trembling in silence after witnessing Ethan being killed in the doorway of the room. Despite everything that is raging in him, he selects his words with a deliberate care. It's okay. I'm going to help you. I know I didn't help him, but I'm definitely going to help you. It's a lie. He has only come to help himself. He raises his knife and attacks. From behind her partially open door, Dylan hears the killer speak. Nothing is making sense. She closes the door and retreats back to her bed. Xana, 5'3" and 113 pounds, is fighting for her life, but she is no match for the killer. He plunges his knife in deep again and again. She crumples to the floor. Then he steps over Ethan's body and walks out of the room. His gait is unhurried. There were 4 of them, and he never hesitated. He did what he had to do. And he must feel exhilarated. He continues back towards the slider door in the kitchen. His self-absorption is total. He never notices that Dylan is standing in the doorway. The bedroom door flung open, and she is staring directly at him as if in a trance. She sees a man dressed all in black, a black mask reaching up high on his face. As she possesses the moment, she decides he is about 5'10", maybe taller, not muscular, but well put together like an athlete. This is fucking ridiculous. This book is fucking mental. For some reason, her eyes fix on his bushy eyebrows. She stares at him, a visitor, an intruder. She doesn't understand what has happened, and she is extremely tired. She closes the door of her room and goes to bed. The blanket pulled up high. Did the killer see Dylan? Does he spare her in a sudden act of kindness? Or at that wild moment, he is incapable of seeing anything. It remains a mystery. He retraces his steps, making his way back up the hill. He is transformed. He has become what he had to become. In little more than 8 minutes, 10 at most, just get that in there, slip it in, 10 at most, he killed 4 people. He gets back in the white car and drives off as the faint light of the new day begins to filter through the lead-grey sky, and the blood spreads in thin red, fuck's sake, rivulets, through the house on King Road. Oh my good fucking God. From the forthcoming book, When the Night Comes Falling by Howard Blum. There you go. So that is an excerpt from the upcoming Howard Blum book, and that is basically saying what could have happened on this fateful night. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think down below. I know what I think. We'll have a chat about it in live on Sunday. Have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Remember, this is video 3, so if you haven't seen the others, go check them out. Go on, go do something. Go do something and have a coffee. I think you'll be safe in the other 2 videos. I don't think you'll be spitting them out. Anyway, love you all. I'll catch you in the next one.